382 links over 4 years. I can see the list of fees for each link there. When I press this button, it's going to tell me how much I've spent in 4 years. I've got no idea what this is going to say. Let's go. Oh my gosh. And that's just with one provider. I've used others, that's just one. I need to start doing the income school method. Building backlinks isn't easy, but even if you use a done-for-you service, sometimes that service is lacking, and let's be honest, it gets blooming expensive. Now, back in July, I thought I'd test out a new link building service that I hadn't used before. So today we're going to be reviewing that, and it is a service called Linktora. Today I'll be showing you exactly how the Linktora system works. We'll walk through an order placement and we'll see just how well they deliver in terms of service and the quality of links that they provide. We'll also, at the end of this video, reveal exactly how much I've spent on links with one provider, the main one that I use, and try and work out how much I could have saved had I used Linktora's service. When you first sign up to Linktora, this is the dashboard that you are greeted with, and pretty much everything operates through this marketplace here. Now, this does take a little bit of getting used to, but the system is pretty intuitive and it does give you lots of options to customize and to filter out links that are not necessarily relevant to you. One of the biggest selling points of this link service for me is the fact that you can actually reveal the domain name before you place the order. And initially, before you place any orders, they give you 200 domain reveals. So let's say we wanted to reveal this domain here. We click on this button and it will show us the domain name in question. Now, 200 domain reveals probably isn't going to get you that far, but once you place your first order, you then get unlimited domain reveals, which is pretty nice. They also have a money back guarantee in place, which states that if you could have found that link cheaper on another platform, then they will give you $99 back. So not too bad. So let's look at it in practice. So the first thing that I would do if I was searching for domains here is that I would amend the traffic, and I'd say that I want to only see domains that have got traffic of more than 1,000 hits per month. I'm going to leave price as it is for now so we can get the full range, and we can then go in and select categories. Now, there's typically going to be a category to suit you, and that's certainly something you can do. I'm going to leave the categories for now. We can also select languages, which is really handy if you're working with sites in one specific country. We can select the TLD that we're happy with. I'm going to leave that as it is for now. Now, I typically wouldn't be too concerned about trust flow, citation flow, and I'm not going to be too concerned with referring domains. And for now, I'm going to leave domain rating from 0 to 100. If you don't know what these mean, then to be honest, trust flow and citation flow, they're majestic metrics. It's not something you probably need to worry about. But this section you do want to look at. So you do want to make sure that the follow type is do follow, and you need to make sure that there is no sponsoring mention. So I've actually just ticked the wrong one there. So we want without sponsoring mention. We'll have the high quality filter on, so that's going to just give us higher quality domains. And what I would typically then do is search by keyword. So let's say, for example, I'm looking for domains on coffee related sites. So we can see here we've got a handful of sites that have coffee or are coffee related. And we can also see the price here. Now, the price that we see here is actually the price to list it on that specific domain. Linktora will then charge you a broker fee on top of that. So this isn't necessarily the final price. But let's say I wanted to reveal this domain here. So yourcoffeebreak.co.uk. This is pretty expensive, $400. So I'm going to leave that one for now. But having said that, it's got a very good DR of 49 and it's got decent traffic of 2,300 hits per month. Now, obviously, because we can see the domain, and this is the real beauty here, we can obviously go in and take a look at the site in question and just make sure that everything kind of checks out. But even better than that, we can go into Ahrefs and look at how the site looks in terms of the links that it has, and just make sure that that traffic does stack up, and we actually see it's exactly bang on what Linktora are telling us. It ranks for a lot of keywords. I mean, see that generally over time, the traffic trend has been increasing. We can see that there's been a couple of times where it might have had a minor hit, but it's always kind of recovered from that, and the general trend is upwards. So I'd be quite happy with that as a link if I had a coffee-based website. But like I say, it is pretty expensive. So let's see what else we can get. And we can filter these by price or by traffic. So let's have a look at this .com. ecstasycoffee.com. Again, it's a DR34. It actually has more traffic than the other one. Let's check that out. And that's $51. So that's pretty cheap. So the first thing that I want to do really when assessing a link is I want to make sure that there are no right for us links in the main navigation. Just make sure that the site is actually to do with the topic. So we can see here, it's a little bit wider, so it's clearly there's a lot of travel-based stuff. But the fact that we've got coffee in the domain name is probably enough for me to go for this. This is a slight red flag here. This might put me off, this right for us section here. So these, it's always worth going in and taking a look. However, having said that, organic traffic and DR is decent. It has got a slight downwards trend here in terms of traffic, which again would be a red flag. So I probably would leave that link and maybe look for another. coffeecakekids.com, this looks quite nice. Again, $114, not too bad. Again, slight downward trend in terms of traffic, although it had been on an upward trend up until April. I'm not too concerned about that. I think that work with me is fine. Yeah, so I'd be fairly happy with that as a link, and it's not too expensive. Now, if you do want to use Linktora for yourself or just give it a try, then there's an affiliate link down in the description below. Huge thanks if you do use that link. It doesn't cost you any more, but it does help the channel out, so thank you very much for that. So if we wanted to add this now, we go in, add to cart, and then we can go in and check out. And what it's going to ask us for is the URL that we want to link to. Now, one thing that I do really like here is that you can submit the article yourself. So if you want a longer article, then obviously you can go in and do that. You can also ask Linktora to allow you to check the article before they publish, which is quite nice. Now, I didn't do that. I just let them write it. You can give them a little brief. So if you want to make sure that there's a particular word in the URL or in the page title, then obviously you can go in and do that. And then your anchor text, you're going to type in here. Again, you can choose that yourself, or you can let them choose the anchor text for you. And if you want to get them to write extra content, then you can do that. But let's just have a look at what this looks like. So at the moment it's $114.46. We go to checkout and we can see here they put a $79 broker fee onto it. So that is what Linktora get. So the $79 fee goes onto each link. So in total, this works out to $193.46, which isn't too bad. So that's how the system works. Let's go in and take a look at the link order that I placed, and let's see how that went. So you can see here, first of all, that because I have placed an order previously, all domains are now open for me to see. So I can just scroll through them. Now, if we go into orders, and we take a look at this order that I placed on July the 25th, it was actually for $279.31 in total. That was including the broker's fee. So this was the domain that I was going for. And if we take a look at this, it's a DR65, 37,000 organic traffic, pretty steady over time. This was going to be a really, really good, powerful link. Now, this is where things went a little bit downhill, and it wasn't horrendous, but let me just explain it to you. So obviously I placed the order, and I was conscious of the fact that I was about to go on holiday, so it was 7-8 days after placing the order and nothing had happened. Now Linktora stated that this link should be live within a week, and I hadn't heard anything back. So I logged in, and for some reason the order had been cancelled. So I reached out to their support, and to be fair to them, they responded within 24 hours, and they basically told me that the website in question were not responding. So obviously I had to then go in and place a second order. Now this is fine, but I would have preferred them to have reached out to me, or to have at least have sent an email to say, look, this link isn't going through, you do need to do this, rather than requiring me to go in and check that. Like I say, not the end of the world, not a massive issue, but it does just mean that you need to be organised and keep on top of these things. Now I went in and placed a second order, so we're going to take a look at what happened with that, how the delivery was, and essentially the impact that that link had on that specific keyword that I was targeting. So the second link that I had was actually cheaper, and it cost $114.81. plus the $79 broker fee, so it cost $193.81. Now this was placed on August the 3rd, and it was delivered on the 30th of August. So a little bit outside of the time frame that they said. However, it was on a DR71 site with 32,000 organic hits per month. Now again, yes, since 2020 it's dropped, but actually if you look at it over the last year and a half, the traffic has been pretty steady with a slight increase over the last few months. So this is, I was very pleased with this particular link. Now at the time of placing the link, it was for this specific keyword here. It was both of them really, but this was the keyword that I was specifically targeting. And like I said, it was position 8, it then went up to position 5, and it then went in at position 1. You can actually see that on the 8th of August, it was in at around position 6. Prior to that, it was around position 20. And since around the 16th of August, it's gone position 1 and it's stayed there. So the chances are that that link actually went live probably a couple of weeks prior to when Linktora told me, but that position has held since then, which is great to see. $382 links over 4 years. I can see the list of fees for each link there. When I press this button, it's going to tell me how much I've spent in 4 years. I've got no idea what this is going to say. Let's go. Gosh, $84,406.94, 382 links. Wow, I didn't think it'd be that high, to be honest. So that works out to $220 per link. I think it's time to do some maths. So I've just gone in and had a look, and obviously, it was just one link with Linktora, which was $193.81. If that was my average link price, for 382 links, it would have been $74,000, which would have saved me $10,371 over the course of 4 years, which would have been about what, $2,000 a year. But $84,000 on links. Don't know why I'm whispering. And that's just with one provider. I've used others, that's just one. The main one, admittedly, but that's just one. I need to start doing the income school method. Now, unfortunately, the link building doesn't stop there. If you want to maximize the power of your external links, then you need to leverage the power of internal linking. And luckily for you, I've covered that in this video right here to help you make the most of those external links and give yourself the best SEO boost that you possibly can get. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and good luck with your own projects.